If salvation is a completely freely given gift, why are believers strictly ordered to be zealous for good works? The school of antinomianism handles this paradox by assuming that because grace is unmerited, the Creator's laws are null and void, leaving believers to live by their own standards. Pharisaic addition takes the opposite path, attempting to purchase salvation by piling on man-made traditions and legal loopholes to earn divine favor. These semicircular stone theater ruins in Gorton, Crete, mark the physical location of this philosophical battleground. The Book of Titus serves as a tactical field manual written to solve this exact tension for an outpost stationed behind enemy lines. Resolving the conflict between unearned grace and commanded works requires mapping out the specific chronological mechanics of salvation. Every believer's journey starts in a state of anomia. In its literal Hebraic and Greek context, this is lawlessness, operating entirely without the instructions of the Torah. Breaking the Creator's constitution carries an objective legal penalty: death. Once the law is broken, sudden perfect obedience cannot retroactively earn a clean slate. Survival requires unmerited favor, known as chen or grace. This is the sole legal mechanism capable of wiping the record clean. These stone steps leading into an ancient ritual bath represent the physical practice anchoring this concept. Paul calls this cleansing the washing of regeneration, a direct reference to the mikveh or ritual immersion. This cleansing justifies the individual. It takes a lawless outsider facing a death sentence and upgrades them into a fully integrated heir of the kingdom. Grace functions as the unearned entry point into the legal system of the kingdom. It is a starting line, independent of past behavior. After the slate is wiped clean, a critical question remains: what governs the believer's daily life from that moment forward? This ancient Greek manuscript identifies grace as paideo. This term transforms our understanding of grace into an active, aggressive disciplinarian. This disciplinarian actively educates and empowers the believer to permanently leave lawlessness behind. This unrolled Hebrew Torah scroll represents the objective instructions Paul refers to as good works. In Titus 2:14, Paul quotes Exodus directly, linking the believer's conduct to the original constitution given at Sinai. Executing these specific works produces hygieno. This is the root of hygiene, resulting in a wholesome, healthy life for the entire community. This healthy living stands in contrast to the man-made myths and traditions of elders that Paul warns will only distract the outpost from plain text obedience. Firmly, Paul opens this letter by grounding it in the character of a God who never lies. Because the lawgiver is consistent, his grace cannot empower a person to violate his own instructions. To claim otherwise is a violation of the law of non-contradiction. Grace and works operate in a unified system. Grace acts as the central power source, driving the output of objective works. It is the sole entry point. Once inside the territory, Torah-observant good works serve as the required physical evidence of citizenship. This citizenship produces a specific public outcome. Believers show courtesy and subjection to authorities because the Constitution commands them to love their neighbor. We are saved by grace for the purpose of physically executing the unchanging Constitution of the Almighty in our daily lives. Grace provides the divine power required to finally play the game exactly as the manufacturer intended.